second is retention and mastery. Learning by doing things help you remember things. If you just read it once and you've not practically implemented it, then it's like you'll forget it after a particular time. But if you perform hands-on coding on it or something like that, then you'll remember that I did it like that way. It gives you quick feedback, which helps you see and fix mistakes. It basically leads to deeper understanding of the whole concepts. Now, real world preparedness. See, gaining experience that is similar to what you'll face in real jobs is what real world preparedness is basically. Then, see, it prepares you for workforce by making you proficient with tools and languages which are used in industry. This now right now is a very basic level, but what everything other than like people on high level are doing is this is very impactful for them. For improved collaboration, see, working with others like in pair programming or group project, it makes you learn different new things. For example, if I am possessing some new characteristics which you are not aware about, then I may be able to teach them to you, and vice versa could happen. So this also improved collaboration, creative problem solving, like innovation and experimentation, like it promotes creative thinking. It fosters creativity and innovation, allowing you to come with unique solution to your problems basically. Now Ashlesh will explain you a example of scratch programming, and there'll be two examples that we'll be doing, and after that the some PPT part again.
So, hello everyone, I am Anushri. So now exactly Madhura has told you what you will be learning in Scratch. So before that, I'll just give you a basic idea of exactly what Scratch is. So it is a programming language which is designed through which you can learn coding through visuals and drag and drops. Like you do not have to type the whole code and everything else, but directly you can drag the elements. There are will be making you aware about the elements or whatever that scratch cast page is, but just we have to drag it and drop it instead of traditional the text based coding which we normally do. What we can do with Scratch, then we can create our own games, we can create our own animations, we can create our own stories, we can control its movement, we can control the appearance. Like here on the screen you can see this person is basically an entity in Scratch. This is called a spirit, yeah, sprite, and this is the background. So all these things are elements which will be in your design. So you'll be able to move the elements, you'll be able to control it, you'll be able to add sound to it, you will be able to put a more prettier appearance to it. As you begin, we will explore Scratch interfaces. We will learn about the sprites, that is the characters or the object. Like here I said, this is an object, this is a sprite. Then we'll be seeing how we can give actions to those sprites using simple blocks. Now, if you are new to coding, what happens is we have blocks of code, we have blocks of line or a set of lines which perform a particular activity. So that is a block. So what happens is we in Scratch also we have blocks, and here a particular block will perform a particular activity. Like this person or this sprite will explicitly perform a particular activity which we will code it. Then we will also learn loops, we learn conditionals, we will learn events, and we will make your projects more interactive and dynamic. Now, the best part of Scratch is that it makes programming accessible to everyone. Like whether you're new to coding or you have already have some experience, you will have a chance to express your creativity. You will have a chance to solve problems. You will have a chance to animate new things, and also you will have a chance to share your projects with us. So let us start with Scratch and see how we can bring your Scratch ideas to life. So now I would like to request Ashlesh to continue. Just wanted to add a thing. If you guys have any doubts, you can directly ask us or you can raise your hands. We'll be addressing your doubts. If you do not have any doubts right now, and if you have any doubts at the end of the session, then also you can ask us. So just raise your hand or you can directly put your doubts in the chat box. I hope I'm clear. Hello, am I audible? Yeah. Okay, so just a second, I'll just share my screen. Okay, so basically, Ashlesh told you like a simple animation and what are the basics which you can use for creating an animation. If you want to try it, you can just take a screenshot of this code and then you can just try it on your particular like Scratch interfaces. Okay, so what exactly we are going to do? This is the second snapshot of the code. You can take a screenshot of this also. If you are done, we'll continue with the actual animation that we are going to make. I guess you guys have taken screenshots. So we'll just start with the actual Pong game which we are going to make today in Scratch. Just a minute. Okay, so I guess you guys, yes, we will tell you what projects you have to make. We'll just first complete this little tutorial for the ones who are new to Scratch. So I'll just share my Scratch interface. Yeah, I'll show the screen of the code. Wait, this is the first screenshot. This is the first screen. You guys can take a screenshot. And second is this. Okay, so I think you guys might know what a Pong game is. What exactly is there's a bar here like this. The ball is just floating in the air, and when it taps the ball, it just goes in the air, and then it strikes here, it strikes here, it strikes here, and then it comes back to this paddle. And here, if the ball touches this bottom line, so the game is over. So we'll just see on how exactly we can make this game. Yeah, can anyone tell me, like, is my screen visible? Okay, so this is what we are exactly going to do. We are going to create a game like this, and if I start it, so we'll be able to do this. I'll just leave it. This is my paddle, which I am moving here and there. We can create this game. So yeah, this is what is happening. So if it falls down, the game stops. So exactly how we are going to do it is first, first we'll open the Scratch interface. Here we'll go on create, and now my new project will be open, right? So now what we'll do is, as Ashish already has told you the basics, I'll just start with this is a sprite, you know, right? So now what I'll add a backdrop first. Here I'll go into choose a backdrop. I'll select choose a backdrop. I'll search it. For example, if I want to take Jurassic, okay, I'll take this Jurassic. Okay. So now here Jurassic, this background has been added. Now I want a ball to be there. So I'll just delete this particular sprite and I'll just add the sprite using this choose a sprite icon. I can search it here. I can scroll it upwards. There are many of these sprites from which you can choose yours. I will be taking the basic ball only. So here is the ball. Now, one thing which I wanted to tell you is You can customize the color of this ball as well. Like you can see here, this is the code. Here, from here we'll select our whatever block of code we want it to be there. Now here in costumes, we can change the appearance of this ball. Like we can change its color, we can change its outline. If we select this, so what I want to do is I want to change the ball's color to supposedly say this, like this. I want it to be orange. So I'll do this. If I do not want it to be filled, I'll do this. But for now, I am going with this ball, this blue ball. Right. So now when we come back to the code, now this is the part where we will code with what happens to the ball. First, we'll select when now here from this you can select your controls. So first I'll go to events, and when green flag clicked, when I will click this green flag, the ball will start moving. So first I'll just try and let the ball move for 10 steps, and we'll just see. I'll just make it from 10 to 50. So we'll just see if it moves or not. Yes, it has moved. Now what I will do is, right. So now what I will do is I will move this ball in forward direction infinitely. So what I will add is, if you guys can guess, I will add a forever control. So this forever control will help to move my ball continuously for 50 steps. Like it will just keep on moving, 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 moving. So I'll just run this. See, the ball has gotten out, and this animation has been over. So because the ball has gotten out of the screen. So now in this, I've taken this one ball. What is the second thing which I will need? I will need a paddle, right? The rectangular paddle on which the ball should bounce. So I'll again go here. I'll choose a sprite. I will select a paddle. I'll just search it here. Yes, I've got a paddle right here. I'll put the paddle here, and now what we can do is we can put the a basic code for the paddle, right? What it should do is, as and when I move my mouse from left to right or right to left, the paddle should move along with the mouse. Okay, I'll just repeat. When I move from left to right and right to left, the paddle should move along with me. Right. So what I will do is, again I'll add a wait when green flag clicked wala code, and in that again I'll take a forever loop because I want this to happen every time. Right. So I will go to control, I will go to forever loop. Now in this forever loop, now you may be knowing that if this is my mouse and it is pointing here, so this point has a particular x coordinate as well as it has a y coordinate. What I want is the mouse or the paddle should move left or right along with the mouse. So what I'll do is, here in motion I have, where is it, just a second, the text, yes, here in motion I have. Now this is, like if we take a graph is like this, right? This is y axis and this is the x axis. So I want it to move with when I'm moving my x axis. So I will select this set x to. Now what will we do? Set x to, I'll just tell you for now, let it be 0. I will tell you what we have to do later. So now we've also added a paddle, and now what we need is, if this ball clicks on the bottom of my animate screen, so the game should be over. So I will take another sprite from here. I'll just search a line or something like that. I've taken a line. I'll just put it here. So when this ball will click on will touch this line, so this ball, the game will stop. So now let us see what all. So anyone, does anyone have any doubts? If you guys have any doubts, you can just put it in the text box or chat box. I guess you guys do not have any doubts. Just raise a hand if I can move forward. Okay, thank you. Now we'll see. Now, what I want to do is my ball should infinitely move forever and ever and ever. So what I will do is I will select this. I've selected here move 50 steps. What I'll do is I'll just change this to 15 and I'll see what happens. Yes, it's just moving and moving, moving because of this forever loop. This forever loop is making the ball move even if it is 15 step, but it is running like, see, I'm bringing it back here. It is still running. Yeah, I'll give you the codes of the ball and the paddle at the end. For now, you guys can try it along with me. Hmm? ठीक है. So, now what we'll do is I'll just put, yes, you guys can practice this side by simultaneously if you want. So, like that, if you guys have any doubts, you can directly ask it to us right now. Sure. So now what we'll do is we'll just make the ball move forward, and when the ball touches the edge of the screen, like it is touching the edge of the screen, so it is stopping. What we want is the ball should not stop. So we'll add another if on edge. Sorry, we'll add another sensing on it. Now what will be used here is, where is it? Just a second. Motion. Uh, I guess someone already made it. Do we have to make another one? See, what we want you guys to make a project is we do not want you to make this similar project. We want you guys to think, we want you guys to share your creativity with us. We do not want you to like make this same animation. Like we are teaching you to make this game, but it is only so that you get a little bit acquainted with Scratch interface. You guys can share whatever animations you want to make with us. So now I need, yes. So now I need to make sure that this ball bounces back. Yeah, it when it touches the edge. So now here I'll find if on edge bounce. So using this, I'll just put this here. So now, if when the green flag is clicked, so what will happen here is we'll move 15 steps. If the edge is here, then we will move bounce back. So I'll just run it once. So see, when the ball is touching the edge, it is moving again to the opposite direction. So this is what we wanted. But again, now the ball isn't going to move in this horizontal direction every time. So what we'll do is we'll just make the ball like change its direction in some angle. So here there is a point towards direction. I'll just add it here. So if I'll just stop it. If here we put 90 degrees, so it is moving in horizontal direction. What if I turn this into 45? So now we'll just see what happens. See, the ball is getting moved in 45-degree, and then as and when it is touching, it is bouncing back in the opposite direction. So this is what we want. We want the ball to bounce back in the opposite direction. So here we have finished with one part of the ball's code. So now we'll see how we can add the paddle. So now if we want to add the code about the paddle, here there is a set of variables. Okay, now what exactly is a variable? A variable is basically you can take any alphabet and you can assign the value to it, right? So what I'm doing is I'm taking a variable. First here I'll make my variable. What can I make my variable's name? I will make my variable as mouse. So I have added this like mouse variable. So here what I can do is set to here, I can add mouse. So what will happen is whenever this mouse will be there, so this paddle will move. Its x coordinate will move along with the mouse. Just see if it works or not. It is not working. Just let me check it once. So what I've done is I'll just take the ball here. I've taken this. Then I've taken this. I've taken the paddle. So here I'll just set it to mouse. I'll just find it in sensing here. I'll just set this to mouse X. So yeah, now I think it will work. Yes, it is working. So as and when I move my mouse, so the paddle is moving along with the X coordinate by getting the X coordinate of my mouse. So now we've completed this paddle wala coding part. Now I'll just check if it is moving or not. Yes, now it nothing is happening, but I'm able to move the paddle. Now next what we'll do is we'll do the coding for the ball. Now what we have to do is we have to make the ball bounce when it touches the paddle. So we'll go back to the ball. We'll just check for an if block. Now if then this block is here, right? So what should happen if the ball touches the paddle? So here I will use a sensing control. In sensing, what I'll use is touching one, because when the ball touches the paddle, it should bounce back. So I'll use this touching here. I'll put this touching condition in the if box. So when it is touching the mouse pointer, but here I do not want the paddle if I do not want it to, I want that if condition to touch, the ball should be touching it. So I'll just change this to the paddle, right? So if my ball is touching the paddle, what should happen? That code I will put inside this if, like when my ball touches the paddle. So now what we'll see, when this ball comes here, it should bounce back. So in this if loop, now what should code should we put here? We want it to bounce back. So we'll just search for if on edge. Yeah, if on edge bounce. Got it right here. I'll just add if on edge bounce here. So what will happen is when my ball touches the paddle, it will bounce back to the opposite direction, right? Does anyone have any doubts till now? Just a second. Okay, no doubts. Okay, so we'll continue. So what we'll do is we'll just, okay, thank you for your response. Yes, the paddle is moving as we move our mouse to the left and right. So now what we'll do is we'll just add here. What we want to do is when the paddle touches now, the ball should change its direction. So we will turn the ball to that particular degree. So what we'll do is we'll use turn here. We just put it here and we'll see. I'll just put 180 degree here, and if it turns, then it is going to move in the opposite direction. So we want it to move also, so we'll just add here a move block. This. Just add it here. So what we wanted to move, just let us take it 15 steps. Again, just delete this block. Now, where is it? I'll just take when green flag clicked. We'll see what happens. See, so when it is moving, so then this ball is changing its direction also. So now after this, what we want it to happen is we need to block this inside a forever loop, because whenever it is touching the paddle, it should happen, right? Now we'll just add a sorry, just add a forever loop here. Controls, we'll go to forever, we'll add forever loop here. So this will make sure that this always happens. Okay. Or the paddle is there. Just check. Stop. Right. Just a minute. Yeah, hello. So, am I audible? Okay. So now what we'll do is yeah. So now here, okay, I will take your suggestions and I'll just make it. Yes. So now, just a second, I'm not able to share my screen. Now, if I've taken this touching, if we are touching the paddle, then it will turn to 180 degrees. We'll just change the degree afterwards when we are finalizing our animation. So after this, what we'll do is we are adding here a forever block, and here I'll just take, like, it will turn to a random degree. So from the operators, I can choose pick random here for turn, and I can set it between like something between 170 to 180 degrees or 190 degrees, if I say just 190 degrees. And now the directions I think will be a bit different. Yes, so the degree is changing according to it is getting picked, a random number is getting picked, and the degree of the ball is changing. So now what I want is I want it to delay a bit. So I'll just add a wait event or a wait control. Now wait here. I'll just add it here. It has to wait for like not 1 second, just 0.5 seconds. Yeah. So it will see now what is happening is it is waiting for a 0.5 second. Now it is moving. So once it is not stopping when it touches the line, but it is changing its direction when it is bouncing on the paddle. So yeah, till now we have done. Now what we have to do is, if this ball ever touches this line, so the game, or it should get over, right? So game should end. So if the what we have to do is, if this sprite makes contact with this line, or whatever my object here is, it is like line, so it should stop. So I'll just go in my line section and I'll just write a simple code here. I will take an if control, if then control. I'll just add, now what is happening is here, this ball is touching this line. So I'll just add a touching wala part here. Yes. So now if that line is touching the ball, now what I have to do, I'm coding for this line. So if the line touches the ball, it should stop, right? So what we'll do is, there is a block in the control category that will stop everything in your game. So we'll just go into the control category and we'll just add here stop all. Yeah. So we'll just stop all, like we need, and also again here, it doesn't have to be just once. It has to be forever and ever. So we'll just add a forever loop here as well. Out of this if. So here we have add forever loop, and then we'll add a when green flag. Sure. So now what is happening is, when it is touching, the animation is stopping. We'll just run it once and we'll see what happens. When it touches, it is stopping. So if I'm not able to manage to catch the ball, it will stop. So now what we'll do is, we'll just see how we'll add multiple levels. So here in variables, I have made a variable mouse, but we don't need it right now. We'll just make a variable named as score. Now score here, as you can see here, variable is, it can have some integer values, right? So whenever my ball is touching my paddle, I will increment the score by 1. Does anyone have any doubts up till now? I will be sharing codes. Wait, I'll just share the ball code right. I'll just share the ball code right now with you guys. So yeah, I'm just sharing my screen to the PPT. You can just screenshot it from there. This is the code for the paddle, this is the code for the ball, and this is the code for the line. You guys can just screenshot it from here, because many of you are asking for the code right now. If you guys have done screenshotting, just show me a thumbs up. Should I change my screen? Are you guys done? I see some hands are raised right here. Can you guys put in the chat box if you have any doubt? Okay, so I think we can continue with the tutorial. Yeah, I'll explain again what I have done with the ball. So now if my screen is visible, I'll just explain what we have done up till now. So what we have done is, we have taken a ball, we have taken a paddle. Paddle is nothing but this right here, on which your ball bounces. And we have taken this line. Like when the ball touches this line, it will stop bouncing back. So for the ball, what we have done is we are creating here we are creating a control statement. Now here, first of all, we are pointing the ball in a 45 direction. Then we are taking a forever loop because this has to go on forever unless until the ball touches the red line. So we'll just if move 15 step, or we can move it. We do not need to move it more than any steps because it is going on forever. And if it hits any edge, it will bounce back. Now again here what we have taken is we have taken a forever loop, and here if the ball is touching the paddle, I've chosen paddle here. If the ball touches the paddle, then it will take a random degree, and it will just change its degree from 170 to 190, and it will bounce back. It will move 15 steps, and again it will make it will just show a little bit of delay. So this is what I've done with the ball up till now. Now for the paddle situation, what I've done here is I've taken a loop, forever loop, in which I've just I'm moving the paddle as and when my mouse moves with it. So if my mouse moves to the left, if my mouse moves to the left, my paddle is on the left, and if my mouse moves to the right, my paddle is on the right. So here I'll just run it. Right. So here, yeah. So when this green is clicked, just a second. भाई कौन है मधुरा, देखना थोड़ा सा. Yes. So is my screen visible? I don't think it is. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, so I guess it is visible now. So now here just I have changed the backdrop. So now here we've taken another code. So in this code, what happens is, what will happen whenever the screen is not visible. Wait, just a second. Acha, okay. So what will happen is when the ball is now see, when the ball gets like it clicks on the line, it will stop. So here I've taken this line wala code. If touching the ball is touching the line, then it will stop everything. Now is my screen visible? Just a minute, I'll just check my internet once.
Technical issue. We'll get back to you in 2 minutes.
Uh, is my screen visible right now?
Okay. Yeah.
Is it visible now? Yeah. So now, up till now, what we've done is we've done this, like as in when my ball touches the line, it will stop. So now what we'll do is we'll just put the score wala variable. Now here I've taken a variable Again, I'll just tell you. I think I've taken the variable again and I've put this code now, but my screen was not visible to you all. So what I did is I took a score variable here. I added a variable from make a variable. We'll just put score, and then a new variable scored is made here. Now here, when the score, what logic I'm applying here is when the score is greater than 5, it will just change the backdrop. So first we'll take this when green flag clicked one. Now when green flag clicked, it will switch the background up to, like, I've changed the background to desert. And now whenever the ball touches the line, we'll reset the score to 0. And what we'll wait for this to happen unless until the score is 5. Like if my score is 5, I will change the backdrop, and that means I'll go to the next stage of the game. So this is the logic of this code. What will happen is when my score is 5, after the ball is 5 times clicking on the paddle, when it is 5, now my background will change, and as if it is on the next state of the game or next stage of the game. So for now, we have seen the code about the paddle, we have seen the code about the ball, and now we have also seen the code about the line. So I'll just once again I'll just run it. Like as you can see, as and when the paddle is touching on the ball is touching the paddle, now the score is getting incremented here. And we'll see what happens if it is, like, we'll just see for 5, 4, 5. See, now as my score changed, the background also changed, right? So when my 4 got incremented to 5, my background also changed. So does anyone has any doubt? Can you explain the last part of ball code once again? Okay, so I'll just explain the ball code once again. So what the ball does is, there are actually 3 codes in this. The first code here, is when my ball touches on the line, it should stop, right? This is the code for like when the ball touches the paddle, it will bounce back, or when it touches the edges. Like these are my 3 edges, right? When it touches these 3 edges, it will bounce back to a different directions. This is the code for that in a 45-degree angle. Now my second code for ball is here. What will happen if I have taken a forever loop, and in this forever loop, I have taken a if condition. What if condition? When my ball will touch my paddle, that ball will, the score, first of all, the score will be changed by 1. I've taken this control statement, change score by 1. So the score will change by 1. Then we will pick a random number between 170 to 190, and we'll change that number into the degrees. So like if my ball is touching here, it will change the degree 1, right? So here, after that, it will move it will move 15 steps, but it won't matter because here we have taken it a forever loop, and it will wait for like 0.5 second, and then it will this will go back again to as it was. Then third is for incrementing the score, and when my score gets to 5, when my score goes to 5, then my background is changing. Like on the 6th score, my background is changing. So I'll just run it once. Just a second. Not working. Now for the paddle, what I've taken for the paddle is when the paddle should move as and when my mouse is moving, right? So when the paddle should move, my mouse should also move there. My mouse is moving, the paddle should also move there. So this is the logic for the paddle. This is the logic for the line. Then that whenever the ball touches the line, so what happens? Everything stops because the ball should not touch the line, right? So whenever the ball is touching the line, it should stop. If you want, you can just take a screenshot of this code. You can take a screenshot for the paddle. Line. Hmm. So here now what we'll do is just a second. Okay, so now here we've completed a basic animation. If you guys have any doubts, I'll just see. Hmm. Score is not working. Just check if you've set the score variable correctly or not. Like change here, what you have to do is change my score by 1. Like it will just increment your code by 1. You can do it using the variables wala block here. Here you can see the code change score wala. In the variables, there is a change score, like change my variable by 1. So here you can just add it in this forever wala loop. You'll just add, like you can drag and drop it here, and you can like change the variable name to score name. And I guess that should work. Just check it once and let me know if it is working or not. Okay, fine, it worked. Great. So now that we have learned this animation, I'll just share my PPT now. If any one of you has any doubts, you can put it in the chat box. Yeah, so we'll share the details of what you have to submit tomorrow. Just let me finish if anyone has a doubt. Okay, so now I'll just share my screen. It's in background. I think you might have not added the change background wala. Wait, just share my screen once again. Is my screen visible? Okay, so what would have happened is now you would have, here what you can do is you can use switch backdrop too. You can find it in the looks wala part. Looks wala part. Here it is switch backdrop too. So you can add switch backdrop to from here, and here I've chosen like dessert. So you can choose any other backdrop which you like. You just use this switch backdrop wala code once and just tell me if it works. And also next backdrop so that it can change again. Okay, so I think you do not have any other doubts. So we'll just continue with the presentation. So now that we have learned this Scratch tutorial, what we guys need you to do is that what you have to do is you have to make any particular any animation of your own. You can use any logic, anything, any story, any game. You have to make it in Scratch, and tomorrow we'll give you a drive link, or we'll give you a Google form on which you will have to upload the screen recording of your animation, and you will have to upload the screenshots of code like it has shown in this. It has been shown in this slide. So tomorrow we'll be sharing with you a form link, and according to that we'll be analyzing your codes. We will also be asking to present your we will also be asking you to present your codes just to see if it is working fine or not. So what you have to do is we'll be sharing a link with you tomorrow at the start of the session only. You'll have to share your recorded video or photos of the animation or photos of the code with it, and you will be asked to share your animation. Like you'll be asked to share your screen and show the animations to everyone of you what you have made, and also a unique thing which you have used in that animation. So now that we've completed with animation, I would like to like Madhura to continue with the presentation. Yes, you can make games, you can make storylines, you can make any animations. Just check on, like, surf it on Google once what all you can do with Scratch. This is just the basic. This is the tip of the iceberg, as they say. You can do anything. There are many various things which you can do. You can make a storyline. You can like make a about me page. You can do like things like that. You'll just have to think for yourself, and you'll have to do it and submit it tomorrow. Okay. So I'll just request Madhura to continue. Thank you.
So whatever Nushri has told you was the basic gist of Scratch programming and the animation, like what or all it consists of. Now, computers have changed how we learn. Various platforms like Udemy, Coursera let people learn from anywhere in the world. Now, why is it important? Is because it provides you with AI powered lessons. It adjusts according to the person needs. Then it prepares students for future tech jobs. This is very efficient for people. Like in general, it makes the whole learning process for the people for certain people very efficient. Now, computers also make it very easy to be creative. Tools like Canva and Photoshop help you to design certain art projects. There are various other creative platforms which you people could try, like Adobe Photoshop is there. Then, why is it important? Is because coding in Scratch lets kids create games, apps, animations. This is the a basic step where an interest is formed regarding to compute regarding like towards computers, like AI tools like ChatGPT or DAL-E helps you make art, stories, or music. This was a very interest like this is the creative part of computers. Computers also helps us to solve important issues like healthcare. We can find the cures, like certain algorithms help you find whether a particular person is sick with a disease or not. It helps you find it helps you maintain your diet chart sometimes. So it helps in your healthcare system. It helps in disaster management. Then it helps you building in urban planning, like in building smart cities. Everyday life in everyday life, like robots, smart homes, self-driving cars, all of this is like based on computing and problem solving. So it teaches how problem solving and teamwork and efficiently be used in computing. Now this was the gist of today's presentation. I hope you all enjoyed the session, and thank you so much everyone. There's a G form which has been circulated in your chat. I request all of you to fill that. So it's not yet sent, but we'll send it right just in 2 minutes. This G form is basically the attendance that for today's session. I request you all to fill it without any miss. And thank you. Yeah, Vivian, just 2 minutes. We'll send the G form link. You fill that form and then you can go.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone, the G form link is in your chat. Please just fill the form and then you can leave. Thank you so much.
I just wanted one thing you all to know that if you guys fill the G form, only then your attendance will be calculated, and only then you will be getting certificates for hour of code. So just make sure ki you fill this G form. We will not be sending this G form on the WhatsApp groups. So just fill it right now. And after filling the G forms, I just need you guys to turn on your cameras once for a snapshot.
Yeah, Devanshi, what you can do is you can just copy the link and save it in your WhatsApp or something like that, and you can fill the form later.
I request all of you to just turn on your cameras so I can take a screenshot. Ashlesh, can you please just check if they have the access to turn on their cameras? Great, great, great. If you guys have the access to turn on your cameras, please turn it on right now. We'll just take a snapshot.
अभी मुझे have an access?
Ashlesh, just check it once. Few of them are not getting the camera access.
नहीं
I request you all to just turn on your cameras for 2 minutes.
Ashlesh give access to me as well. Yeah, people who are like joined in from the web now, they'll not be able to access the camera. See, if you're unable to join in from the PC, what you can do is you can join in from your phone and then turn on your camera. Because if you're joining from the like Chrome or something like web, then you won't be able to use your camera.
Okay, so I'll just take a screenshot once more. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. So I hope you guys have enjoyed our session. If you guys haven't filled the attendance form yet, just fill it once so that tomorrow we'll be able to like look into your animations, and we'll be sending the drive link tomorrow in the meet only so that you can put your submissions there, and from that we'll be declaring winners, and we'll also be giving the participant certificates. For that, just make sure you fill the form. So I guess we're done for the day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.